Welcome back to Persona Q2 New Cinema Labyrinth. We finished up the Theatre District Block 3 last time, and now it is time to begin the final stretch of the final dungeon. I also want to mention, I specifically made this alternate Sraosha just so that I could have Mazionga on a sub-persona, because I had a pretty severe problem with electric skills before. Okay, through this shortcut, we have a way to get to the last floor. I probably should have stepped down this staircase last time, but I didn't, just in case there'd be a cutscene here, given this is the last floor of the last dungeon. And as I thought, there was indeed a cutscene. Don't reiterate us, this is but, oh wait, I'm no longer in this party because I got kicked out for being bad. Well, mostly he got kicked out for being, lacking in electric skills, which is another reason why I've got Mazionga. Well, yeah, Haru's obviously good to go because I'm using her in this party. Basically, I'm using everybody whose persona has not evolved yet. Well, actually, most of them. This does mean that there are a couple, I think Mitsuru is one of them, that I'm gonna have to use in one final party. Because there's a little too many characters for me to neatly fit all of the evolutions into 3 parties. But yeah, they're just generally commenting on the fact that Hikari is a lot more upbeat now. Ah, okay.
Huh?
そっか。すごっ。
Yeah, I've always been impressed by the people who are able to make movies even during their childhood. Like, there's some people out there who still, like, keep their childhood film tapes.
Oh.
Well, given her mental state, that makes complete sense. I don't blame her. A lot of artistic types do have those slumps where they lose sight of everything, but sometimes all it just takes is just a little positive experiences to get back on track.
ありがとう。
It's also rare footage of Ryuji saying "for real" in this game. And she says "for real" too.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm sure we will one day. I know there are film courses. I love how Ryuji is one of the most enthusiastic here, but yeah, I'm sure there are film courses that people at school can do, so just wondering how long it will take for her to actually get that movie made, but whenever it happens, we'll be there. Of course, you know, 2/3 of us will be a lot older by that point, but still. Just like they said in the first queue, even if we all end up forgetting the events of the labyrinths, the memories will still be imprinted on our hearts, and I'm sure there'll be some subconscious reminder. So, yeah, the way this theatre district goes is, like, you start at the bottom for block 1, then you start at the top, then you start at the bottom again, and now we're once again starting at the top. So yeah, just going, just kind of constantly going back and forth. I will say overall, and I hope this doesn't drag down the mood at all, but I definitely prefer the final dungeon of Q1. Q1's final dungeon was pretty complicated, but it was very epic. I like the design of it being a large number of small floors at first, before ending on a set of absolutely gigantic floors that you explored multiple of at the same time, just like this game's 4th dungeon. But we also have some new enemies here. We have Divine Mother, which is weak to ice, and seems to null Bless, which makes perfect sense. King Castle, I've definitely seen these things before. Were they in the final dungeon of Q1? I'll have to look that up. King Castle is weak to nuclear, and that's the Bane Reaver, so Curse. Okay, thankfully Yukari has Bless, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to knock down everything because Akechi has both Bless and Curse skills. That is one of the issues that I've sometimes struggled with in making parties. It isn't just whether or not you have all the right elements you need, but it's also whether you have the right combination of elements spread out across the party. Because if the elements are spread wrong, one character might be the only one who can hit the weakness of 2 different enemies, so there's no way they'll be able to hit both weaknesses in the same turn. Also Curse. But this should at least take out the Reaver. You know what, that's kind of fitting the way hearing the battle theme from Q1 here. You know what, that may actually be a good thing? It's going to make it easier for me to get all our finishes. I had a feeling we'd get one of those. Well yeah, if she's the one who initiates that, you know it's going to be the attack version. And that should be an all-out finisher. Let's go. Yeah, I've recently realized that Aigis' De Arimas verbal tick is actually the equivalent of as they say in English, which I guess makes sense. And there is Suzuka Gongen, which upgrades... Oh, right, I actually deleted this one. Oh, I'm going to get 2 of these in this run, actually. So we have Counter Bash, powerful counter when uses Roa's attack for 3 turns. It has a power of 234, whereas the original version only had a power of 90. All of these are pretty solid, but I guess I can easily get double link on personas. It's just not often you get double link on your main skill set. But given they don't have any of the other things... Yeah. And now we have Aigis getting even more ridiculous. We get Aegis Shielding, which rather than a 10% chance of blocking any magic on the user's row, it's now a 30% chance, which is, as I said, totally insane. And because Akechi getting his true upgraded persona would be a spoiler, he gets the same treatment as Cerberus and Castor. He now has Super Robin Hood. But Super Robin Hood is one of the most famous personas in this game, because Detective Insight, which is a cheap but unreliable Salome's Kiss, is now the only source of AoE Salome's Kiss. This targets an entire row. Oh, and has a base rate of 50%. That's okay. Because Sleuth's Insight was only 30, so that's only a little less than Salome's Kiss, and it's full row targeting, and holy crap, that's actually really good. But, why do I have Holy Touch still? Also, why do I have Refresh still? It does remove ailments, and that alone might make it worth using. Okay, so we still have Yukari to go. This is another one of those cases where, like, I feel like a lot of people in the fanbase overvalue this character because they've only seen their endgame performance. Yeah, Akechi is insanely good now because of that skill. But he isn't quite that strong until this point. He's definitely one of those characters who get a significant boost on their Persona Revolution. And that is new. The Doom Sword is weak to electricity. Glad I have Mazionga thanks to that in the dice. Okay, so other people are a lot faster than him, but I do want to see if I can show this off. Because yeah, 50% base odds on all 3 binds is really, really good. It's also very cheap. It's part of why the most common party for the finale of this game. Yeah, we got triple everything bind on the entire row. But yeah, the most common endgame party in this game is all 4 protagonists plus Akechi, and it's mostly just because of bias for those characters, but they're also all very strong. Once again, I guess it's the one person who gets cursed. And right before she used an AoE, does she take damage for all of that? I think she does. I also feel like I haven't used Chie enough in this playthrough. It's like, she always tends to be on my parties that I am using just because I don't, because they're under-leveled. And she is quite good in this game, it's just that some other physical attackers are, better. Like, Femsi overshadows her as a Link user, whereas, Akihiko overshadows her as a speedy physical attacker, so it is just kind of, it's kind of an unfortunate thing there. So the curse of being good but not quite good enough. However, I know that Yukari is freakishly fast, so, she killed everything. Well, I guess that means she's also freakishly strong. Okay, I think this means she's evolving now? And that probably means that I have to also think about what to delete here, because now... I think they incorrectly set the transparency on Isis. Do you see that? Like, some of the parts at the top of her head, there's the red of the background still showing through. Huh. Or that could have always been red. Let me look that up. No, there is not supposed to be red at that part of its head. Yeah, that's a goof. But okay, yeah, the problem is I like all of these skills. Intercept Fire has a 50% chance of nulling physical on a row. Think of it like giving the entire row Teddy's Invincible Bod skill for 1 turn. Deflector Shot was only a 25% chance, but again, I like all of these. Healing Hand is required to make this heal a lot and that be a cheap full revive. Wind Boost and Wind Amp makes her wind power amazing. I really don't know what to get rid of. This is good, but everything else here is also insane. I guess maybe Wind Boost? To be honest, I don't really see myself using Intercept Fire very much. Definitely won't have Hailstorm. Oh right, Haru's not evolved yet. I was like, wait, now everyone's got their evolved personas, right? Nope. But now on this floor we have a bit of a puzzle. You see, there is a thing of wind here that is going to be blocking our progress. And there is a switch here that we need to press, but it is across this chasm. The funny thing is that these FOEs are very clearly hovering. I guess maybe those switches just responds to proximity. Because we need to get that thing to walk over the switch to trigger it. It's cool how they introduced that FOE in a more controlled environment in the last floor, and now you're actually using its unique type of movement to solve puzzles. Ah yes, Akechi, you would know all about manipulating your enemy's actions to your advantage, wouldn't you? And now we automatically just take a step back. But I want to map out this whole area before we do anything. Oh, okay, yeah. It just stepped on the switch solving the puzzle for us. But again, you've also got to be careful when you do this that it doesn't just trip the switch back again, because that's what you don't want. But okay, there is a... Oh, I need to step on that tile. I can't do that now. I actually needed to reset the switch. Which I can get it to do like that. So now I think if I move this way, yeah, I should be able to go down here and step on this. The inefficient maneuvers you have to do just to fully map out a floor. This is about 2 SP. In comparison to Salome Kiss's over 40. Oh boy, if you think Axe Guard's going crazy with its activations now, just wait until maybe after this battle, we'll see. Oh boy, that's gonna be bad curse backlash. Yeah, I had a feeling. For some reason I thought that only Noir was cursed, but, well, that turned out that Aegis was as well, and, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna die to Yukari, aren't they? Okay, come on, Haru. How close is she? That's like almost absolutely on the very edge. If that's 1, I am gonna laugh so much. Just reminds me of the time back in when I played Pokemon Gen 1, I had a Venonat that was literally 1 experience point off of evolving. Oh, yeah, 538. Which at this point in the game is so small, it looks like it's 1 experience. Okay, there we go. Now the wind's changed. Now we can blow ourselves over here. In a very fun way. But now we've got to be careful, because you're here. If we go 1 forward, is it gonna... No, yeah, let's just be absolutely sure. Just gotta make sure to map out everything, and there... Okay, yeah, there's still here. And yeah, now we can actually step on this switch ourselves, which we might have to counter stepping on all the floor tiles? Oh, that's also weak to nuke. I forgot that. Well, at least that got in before Haru got to go. Because this actually will be an all-out attack finisher. It's funny how it can be harder to get those when your party's really strong. Might be a good idea to keep some, like, lower-tier spells on people, and you can actually do that, because that was another issue with the original queue, is that you couldn't really control what skills your party members learned. They would automatically replace the lower-tier spells with higher-tier ones. And now we have Big Psychedelic Skull with a woman on top of it. Axe Guard becomes Axe Bulwark. So Axe Guard was a 25% chance null physical, Axe Bulwark is 45%. Oh right, yeah, that is the same as Teddy's one. So actually, Deflector Shot's more like giving the row immunity buffer for a turn. Restoring Touch, raise natural recovery speed from ailments and binds. That's a weirdly rare skill in this game. But I'm not sure I really want it. Because everything else here is great. Do I need Maega? Probably not. Okay, now, here's the problem. When I step on this, I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to be able to switch it back again without... Yeah, I have to use the FOE again. Oh, there's Aegis shielding. I think I've got it into a position where it's going to be very hard to make it step on the switch, so I need to sell my stuff anyway. Did I seriously have the... I did that when she was out of the party just to put that on someone filler, but I had Cheer with the Strength Magic reverse this whole time. Oh yeah, I can finally start using that. Okay, this is gonna hit hard. And I still love the Bufudyne animation from the PS2 era. I just, like it just making just a tree of ice on the enemy is just, in Persona 5 and beyond, is just so much less cool than in P3 and, like, 4. And here, where it just turns the enemy into a giant ice block and shatters it. And the sound effect too is also just, it's kind of hard to describe, but like there's something really satisfying about the Bufudyne sound effect in these games. So I think between Mitsuru and Yukari, they both got this. And yes, you might notice that Mitsuru and Yosuke are here, because I need them to evolve their personas. Although P3 Male Pro Tag is kind of low in level, because I haven't used him since he got Orpheus Telos. Now, am I going to get it on either Yosuke or Mitsuru? No, neither of them leveled up. And I really want Haru to be leveling up, because she was kind of low. But now I can finally get out of this room. That's weird. I definitely stepped on that switch, but it doesn't have the thing drawn around it. Maybe it's because there are pits around it. Because auto map only seems to affect actual walls, not if there are pits. Because like that right there, that's like an object, so that counts as a wall. Ah yes, the intricacies of the auto map. Discovering them right at the very end of the game. And, yeah, it's kind of surreal to think this is kind of the end of, like, the Q spin-offs on... Unless I play Etrian Odyssey on the channel one day, which is honestly something that I kind of doubt unless I'm streaming. This might be the last game of this style that I end up playing. And I say that, and two new enemies show up. The Order Giant, not to be confused with the Order Gigant, and the Jotun of Grief. Jotun of Grief is weak to Curse. Order Giant is weak to Wind. I aimed Mitsuru's ice attack at that just in case Chie missed, but it turned out that wasn't necessary. And let's see how much this does with only... Yeah, okay, wow, there really is missing, like... Not so much missing, but, there's a see-through texture put on that by mistake. That is really, really interesting. Did the testers not get Yukari to level 55 or something? That seems really weird given how strong she is in this game. If I have Mitsuru use the wind... Chie missed now, of course. But my logic was to have Mitsuru use the wind skill so Yukari could heal. Which I will still get in, it's just, yeah, Chie just had to miss then. I guess that is a way to nerf physical attacks in this game. Actually, that still gets me the all-out attack, given that the other thing died. But yeah... It is a way to nerf physical attacks from the first game, giving them unreliable accuracy, because physical was just definitely way too good back there. So yes, now we have two Susanoo's in our party. Unfortunately, the actual Susanoo persona from Persona 3 is not in this, then we could have three of them. So yeah, Kunai... After all this time, I finally get the better version of Kunai back up, and they greatly follow up uses Rose attacks for 3 turns. Just like a lot of the other similar skills, this one just increases the damage that it does, which, to be honest, I don't really care about as much. I mostly just care about it, you know, causing link follow-ups. I like the name Kunai Dance, though. Oh, well, actually, it doesn't do a lot of damage. Even this version is only 80 power compared to 40, so nowhere near, like, the, you know, 240 power of some other things. So yeah, it really is mostly for facilitating link follow-ups. So yeah, we have a switch over there, but before we press that, we're going to... I want to just see where these wind turbines are. There are exactly 2 of them here. Okay, there's one blowing that way, and... It's what we need to use, but before that, I'm going to switch the direction just so I can map the area around it. And also map the switch tile. Interesting. In fact, I think its mini-boss version also did that. Oh, and you have the corrosion skill for the thing that you're weak to. Okay. Oh, Primal Force is a multi-hit attack in this game. Didn't realize that. I guess it comes so late in the game that I often don't read its description. Now, if I had Rise as the Battle Navigator, I could counteract this, but unfortunately I can't really. Oh, this seems kind of dumb, but... Just want to make sure that nobody dies here. Plus, we get to see this with Prometheus. Oh! Okay. Bestial Roared full heal, huh? That actually gives me time to talk about something. So, when I asked Araxor to try and figure out the, like the dwarves, and if they have any specific behavior for healing, it turns out they do. Or at least it's implied that they do. So what Araxor found was there's a flag in their battle script that gets set whenever you use any full party heal skill. So Medea, Medea Rama, or Medea Rahan. If you use any of those, a flag is set in their script, and that flag is only cleared if they use Diarahan. I just realized literally everybody in this party has wind. So this is like the worst nightmare for the Order Giant. Ah, but yeah, wind corrosion. Interesting that it's weak to its own element, though. Well, I mean, I would say Haru at least already evolved a Persona, but also Haru's somebody who's a bit underleveled and needs experience, so that's still kind of sad to me. But at least Mitsuru might get a Persona upgrade this time. Oh boy. Oh boy. You thought Bufudai was hitting hard before on weaknesses! We now have Empress Pierce, which makes Mitsuru's attacks do double damage on weaknesses, in addition to the normal weakness multiplier, and on top of all other multipliers. Yeah, it's a little bit more restrictive than P3 male protagonist skill, because that one works even when you're not hitting a weakness, but still, it is pretty crazy. I'm not really using you for physical attacks much, so maybe I can give you Diarahan. It's nice to have for emergencies on parties that don't take any of the dedicated healers. I still love that full revival for only 12 SP. It takes up 2 of her skill slots, but I think it's worth it. So yeah, just wanted to mark that fan there, and mostly because if we go over here, there is another shortcut. So it says we're only 20% of the way explored at this floor. We're actually more like around 50. There's just a lot of like gaps in the floor here. There's one thing I specifically want to do before I end this part. Oh look! A willing volunteer! So we were doing in the realm of like mid-300s damage last time with Bufudai on weaknesses. We're now doing 491! Without any other buffs or effects, or things like Dragon Cry, or debuffs on the enemy, or Mind Charge, or Shura Tensei. Yeah, that is, like I said earlier, Persona Q1 and Q2 are good at different things. Q1 has way better dungeon design, and better main story. Q2 has a vastly better battle system, especially for making magic actually good. And I like all the different ways they tried to make magic good in this game. I really should save these for petrification, but the enemies that inflict stone aren't really around here right now. Well, that's actually a decent thing around about this point. Yeah, I'll get rid of Beast Summon, I don't use that much. I mean, it makes sense for Baphomet itself to have Null Hex, but, well, I mean, I suppose it does make sense that I have Null Hex on you, because I mean, anybody's in danger from being hexed if they've got good damage, and Mitsuru certainly has good damage. Another shortcut, and another wind switch. Which I'll step on for map completion, but I actually think I still want this in the red position. Oh no, both of these operate on the exact same thing. Normally when one turbine in an area is active, the other isn't, but here they both seem to be on the same cycle, so I do want this off. Just look at that health bar melt. And I specifically use Masayo instead of the physical version just because it's more likely to hit, and I kind of want that Phantom Mage Master. Yeah, my brain is taken over by Phantom Mages, obviously, because of how brutal they were in the first queue. Thank you for hitting yourself. Thank you for destroying yourself. I kind of wish Mitsuru had healing right now, because she has nothing to do with her boost, given that I need Yukari to knock down the enemy. Masayo, go, and that means that you are probably going to die the all-out attack. This party's actually been pretty good. Both the original and the new version that has Mitsuru and Yosuke. Okay, another level on Yukari is good. Beep. Yeah, so now that fan is done. Nothing in this corner, but there is an event tile. That is the thing that I am going for. Just a little jutting out area here that has nothing, but mostly exists just to show you that this wind is here. I am so glad I made this Rosha! You really need Mazio skills in these areas. It's kind of funny that I'm all the way in the end game and I'm still using, like, mid-tier spells. I am definitely under-level for you're probably meant to be mid-60s now. But I'm still doing a decent job of these fights, just being in the high 50s / almost 60. Just straight up, just got vaporized. Yeah, Mitsuru's great in this game. Well, yeah, you're probably dead to this and no all-out attack bonus, but oh well. We have all of our evolved personas, so we're good. I was sort of going to use this part to talk about, like, my thoughts on just because this is, like, going to be, like, one of the last times that we see all of these parties gathered together in one place, so I was going to talk about just my general thoughts on, like, you definitely at this point already know which Persona ships that I like, but, like, I've made tier lists for, like, all of the, and by ships I mean the pairings that are actually possible in-game. And I have to bend the rules a little bit, because I do count you and Yosuke, because that was actually planned to be an option. Whereas oh, it stopped early because the bag is full. Huh. Never actually had to do that before. Whereas, like, I don't count something like Joku and Akechi, which, even though it has subtext, is not actually doable in-game. And yeah, there's Null Hex putting in work. Obviously don't want Mitsuru Hex when she's doing this much damage. Though it would be fun to see just how much damage she does to herself. I had a feeling I was going to lose that homunculus sooner or later. According to the comments, you can't buy those. Don't think I've ever seen Berserk Fury before, or at least not from an enemy. And that should be... Oh, I didn't actually smack myself with the curse damage because the all-attack prompt overrode it, but... Oh, no, it didn't die. That means... Now I'm... Wait, no, I didn't even... the curse didn't take effect there. And still, yeah, Haru's kind of, wait, no, let's make sure that we get rid of the Maya items, because, you know, we've already had those before. Yeah, Haru's still really behind. And we are quickly approaching the point where I do want to end things. Which isn't quite this room, but it's going to be close to that first treasure chest. This corner actually does look pretty nice, even though it's, even though it is totally pointless. Oh, great, Omnibane doll. Ah, okay, we have a weird gimmick here. That overhang. It's going to block the mimicking FOE and make manipulating its movements easier or harder, depending on where you're going. This is actually a staple of these kinds of puzzles. I think Zelda has this a lot too. Whenever certain things mimic your movements. I think it's actually like that statue puzzle that it's at the start of the Temple of Time in Twilight Princess. Well, thankfully nobody's been converted to Arn Morgana shippers anywhere, otherwise the universe would be doomed. But yeah, that whole shipping tier list that I have, I'm only really counting protagonist pairings. But it's like, some of them don't have certain things, like one of them doesn't have like Femc and Ken, and another one doesn't have Kawakami in anyone, so it's just... And yet it also has like Joker X EY on it. So it's weird they have that on that, but not Kawakami. So yeah, it's hard to find a complete way to make a tier list, but this is as close as I can get to mine. So our goal is to get it to press that switch, but we're not going to be doing that this time. Because I actually came here for two things. One is this chest. Oh, you know what? I can actually use one of my repulse horns to clear a spot in my inventory and get no encounters at the same time. The Akashic Record. Very important item. That is one part of the ingredients for ultimate weapons. And ultimate armors too, I think. However, that is not the full part of that. You will need more ingredients to make them. And those ingredients come from literally every single FOE in the game. But at the end of here, there is an event tile. And that's the second thing that I wanted to come in here and get. Yeah, I guess we've gone far enough to be nostalgic for the second labyrinth we were in. Ah yes, the power of friendship is amazing. Oh, is she thinking of... Oh, this is like the only Shiho mention. So yeah, Shiho was allowed to be referenced, but Akihiko's sister, no. We have to pretend she doesn't exist. I still just do not get why Mickey just does not exist in spin-offs. Bad stuff happened. Yeah, that is the understatement of the millennium. It's actually a huge part of why what Kamoshida does is so disgusting, because, like, people who have that happen to them, it stays with them their whole life. Like, Shiho is probably gonna have lasting trauma and, like, therapy for the rest of her life. It's never really gonna go away. Yeah, and they even mention her by name. I mean, it makes sense given that, you know, Persona 5 is sort of the main focus of this spin-off. Well, that and Femc. Yeah, if you two knew what happened to Shiho, you would understand why she's not smiling. I like how both Femc and Fuka are the ones who are noticing this the most. I mean, I would normally say give us some space, but given it's a special screening, usually those are about finding a present for someone. Hope we can find something. Well, I mean, we did find somehow managed to make a teddy bear out of a phantom mage. And that, I believe, is the last special screening. So now, unless there's like a shortcut that I can activate here... Yeah, it doesn't look like we can get to the next shortcut without solving the puzzle. So, next time... this feels like a huge waste of the repulse horn, but I can always buy more of those. Next time, we take a break from our trip into the final dungeon to do one mega video where I finish all the remaining special screenings.